Farting win. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Attacking Third. I think that might have got pulled in at the very last second. Pat was in here having a little chat with us
That's
before
fun.
we started up, and he backed out. I called him a fart in the wind. But yeah, dude, Eastern Conference Finals this Sunday. I almost said Saturday because I almost typed in Saturday when I was setting up the banners last night because I was half asleep from coming straight to do that from work. But yeah, NYCFC managed to pull off a pretty big task and knock off Montreal and get themselves a spot in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Good. I was waiting for it. I
Got Linda
wanted it.
checking in what's going on. But yeah, dude, this is going to be a big one. I'm just going to pop this up right here. Oh yeah, look at that yellow that we got going on now, dude. such a good color. But yeah, dude. Start off. Just dive right into it for us, Gus. Give us a quick little your thoughts on how this matchup is looking.
Bro, this is what I was waiting for. This is what I wanted. This is what everybody wanted since last year.
Storyline.
We've been waiting for this, man. Like this is exactly what we wanted. We wanted this revenge game because they beat our B team 1-0 yesterday. It was some bullshit call by the MLS to keep going with the game, even though everybody got COVID. Well, guess what? It's next year. COVID's pretty much out of here, and now they get the full A squad of the Philadelphia Union, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but even better than last year.
Definitely, 100% better than last year. And aside from and the main portion that is better than it was last year is the forward core. Like specifically, like more than anything else, the forward core is definitely better than it was last year. The defense was there last year. The midfield play was there last year. It was the forward core that we were sort of lacking on because the only person we had to go through was Shabilko.
Now it's a different game. We added speed.
Now there's three, four different options to be able to just essentially helm the attack. So, and you also have to think the main person that they would go through on their attack, and Tati Castellanos, left early in the season on a transfer. So it definitely changes the whole makeup of their club.
However, yeah, you're right. You're right. We ended this revenge game from last year. This is what I was saying. I was telling Austin. This is what I wanted.
I keep using the term retribution because I feel like revenge would have had to have meant that our first team lost to their first team.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It is retribution. It's in some point, but I just want to see their smug face after the loss they're about to receive on Sunday.
Yeah, more than anything else, it's about the storyline for me.
Sunday's going to set up a very nice day for us. If everything falls into place, the Phillies are at least gonna steal one in San Diego. The Eagles are gonna stay undefeated, and the Union are gonna go to the MLS Finals.
Yeah, Houston.
I'm still not over the NLCS.
Yeah, and we still got 20 minutes of hockey left, and the Flyers are up 4-2 right now.
It's a beautiful. I'm not even gonna talk about the Sixers because
I was gonna say it would have been so much better if the game last night went a bit different, but I think you literally cannot win them all, even if it's across multiple sports.
For all the other sports to be.
The Sixers are sinking, so everyone else can sail.
You know what? I'm okay with that. With the NBA, we have till Christmas. If after Christmas we're still the same, then we have some problems. But
yeah,
let's get back to the Philadelphia Union. Like I was telling, like Ian said, yes, it's a kind of a retribution revenge game. I feel like we're going to come out firing because I feel like you have to be mad, like as a competitor, right?
Yeah.
Like the guys that were there last year, you have to be mad. You have to be coming in with some chip on your shoulder, even though you are the better team. And I truly believe we are the better team.
Definitely.
You have to come up with a chip on your shoulder just because of what happened last year.
Exactly. And that's the main thing is like knowing how well you played last year to have it end the way that it did definitely left a chip on the shoulder, I feel like the term that I want to use is like left a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did. But it was
one of those
the
MLS. More with the league's front office than anything.
New York just happens to be there, and it's New York, so why not an easy target?
Exactly.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If I know you, you're gonna want the Union to play their game, create in the middle, and then just do a bunch of chance. Wait for your chance, and then go. I want to attack. I want this game. I want to go for it.
No, yeah, okay. You're gonna find this a bit out of character for me, but I kind of want that too.
Yes.
I want the fastest throat stomping in terms of a soccer match that I have ever wanted in my entire life in
Yeah.
this matchup.
I
Because
want to. I want to go with.
not only what's on the line, but what the storyline is. If you don't come out and just drive that dagger straight through the heart as quickly as you can, I feel like it'll still leave you wanting. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
If
Like
we
I'm,
win
I'm
1-0,
don't
I'm
get,
not gonna be happy. Just so you
yeah, I was
know.
about to say, don't get me wrong, I'm totally cool with just beating them 1-0 and just moving on.
I'm just kidding. Me
But
too.
there's something about being able to walk into this match and just be like, you know what? 6-2. Like something about just being able to just like figure to just walk in, punch him in the mouth, and leave.
Yeah,
To just have that kind of a match would just be it would poetically.
and our man Ian here is right. Now you got to play your game. Of the Union, they've played the same curtain system all year. It's been working. You know, if it ain't broke, right?
Exactly.
But even with controlling in the middle, like we're still there were times that you can see we were scoring 6, 7, 4. Like we
Basically
can
at
score.
will. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
and like you said, we didn't have this last year in terms of actual goal scoring. Gastag is much more comfortable in the middle with everybody around him. Carranza's been scoring huge for us. Ua's been making space up top, which honestly, as much as I like Shabelko, he just couldn't do because of how slow he was. Now I'm not saying Carranza's fast because he's not. Carranza's one of those players that if you give him the ball in the correct moment, he'll put it in the back of the net. Like his placement is really nice. But if he's to the back of the like if to his
Back
back
to
to
the
the goal,
goal. Yeah.
he's useless. Like he really is. Like, he just can't find it. And right now, Curtin this year, Curtin has figured out a way to use him that is going to benefit the Union, and I'm good
Definitely.
for it.
Yeah, I'm 100% behind that as well. It's just for me, it's knowing what you have and what you've been able to put together this year after essentially a full change to your attack, full blown just reshape, retool of the entire front court, and it's paid off immensely. It's paid immense dividends. Having one of the best goal scorers in the league, two amazing supporting pieces around him, a midfield that can help transition into that attack as effectively as we have
Mhm.
throughout the year, and then to be anchored by goalkeeper and defender of the year, just and to be helmed all the way, of which the announcement came out this week. Jim Curtin got coach of the year. So to
There it
be
is.
held to have those three key pieces,
Was there any
coach,
other
goalkeeper,
choice?
and defender of the year,
Was there any other choice? Because
no.
I
If
don't think
if
there
if
was.
anyone thought there was another choice, they were wrong.
Yeah, I don't think there was. That's didn't surprise me. That didn't surprise me at all. He you know as well as I do, he deserves it. What he's been able to do with this team this year, he did it last year, and we've been playing really well for the last 3-4 years. But what he did this year with this team that he had, because I've said it before on the podcast, like we don't have a superstar. We don't.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't have anybody that's going to be all of a sudden be sought out by these big clubs overseas. And we may have some people that are going to get asked about, like Wagner, like he's most likely gone, but we don't have like a huge big name that
Yeah,
everybody's just out to get. We're playing good football. Like, we're playing good soccer,
yeah, we
and
really
and
are.
and this is the reason why he got coach of the year, because he was able to grab this team, put in his system, and it
And
works. When he
yeah, and
needed
to have the
adjustment,
continued
he
success
adjusted.
even with that. Yeah,
Yeah, when he needed adjustment, he adjusted, and then he went from there. He's I am, as much as I don't want to see him go, if he becomes the U.S. Coach, I'll be completely okay with that.
yeah, and I feel like having that kind of a tactical mind with the men's national side would definitely help with their placement in terms of the world rankings.
But you
Just
want to
just
know
that alone, because the talent's already there for the
you
men's
want to know
national
why
team.
though? You want to know why?
Tell me.
The USA, it's set up kind of like the Union,
Yeah,
where all of your football is going to come from the middle.
and not only that, most of it's coming from the tri-state.
True.
Just
True.
quite a few of these guys,
That's
Coach
the
Curtin
thing.
has had a hand in some way.
Most of our talent in the U.S. team, just like the Union, comes from the middle. You plug in a coach like Curtin or in there, come on.
It's just too, it would be too easy.
Well, it's not going to be easy, but it definitely be better.
I mean, in terms of being able to like mold those guys to that
Oh
style of
yeah,
play, because
yeah.
they already a lot of those guys, like we've said, they've been through Curtin's system at least a bit, so they already understand how that's supposed to play.
But that right there would tells you how good a coach he is, because it doesn't matter who he has on the pitch.
Yeah,
It's all him. It's what he does.
exactly, and that's exactly why he deserved and earned Coach of the
Oh,
Year for the second
100%.
time. The fact
100%.
the fact the fact that he's only had it 2 times and he's been the coach here what 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
He's only won it twice.
I mean, I
A couple
get
of the
it,
years, yeah, a couple of years
but
understandable when you think about it, like in like the grand scheme of it all. Like this man, head and shoulders,
even last year.
just in terms of how he works with a club, just head and shoulders above pretty much every other coach in the league.
Yeah. I mean, this year was no question. This year was what's you may as well just call that from the beginning. There was
Yeah,
no
seriously. Yeah, like pretty much most of the awards like early on in the year were either heavily favored towards our guys or were already locked up. Like once Matt Turner left, there were people because I'm in my brother Alex's Discord for Nashville SC. They have a bunch of their fans there. The second that Matt Turner went on transfer, everyone was like, "This goalkeeper of the year is Andre Blake's to lose." Like it was like everyone around the league was like, "Yeah, no one
Even
else is really going to come close." Like Sean Johnson
even
put up a good season.
even with Matt Turner here, I still think that he
Yeah,
was.
even with Turner
I
here, I
don't
feel like
think
it
Matt
was
Turner's a better goalie than Andre Blake. I'm sorry,
no,
he's
but
not.
he definitely kept his team in a lot of matches,
But
and
yeah, of course. But
definitely seeing their record without him has definitely proven
oh
that to be
yeah,
true.
absolutely. Oh, he was good, but he's no Andre Blake.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. But, aside from that, there's still playoff soccer happening on the other side of the conference.
So that's the thing. We get that match at 3 o'clock. So that
Yes,
means that by the time that we play
we will
New
already
York,
know
we're gonna know
if we're
if
either
it's gonna
playing
go to here.
LAFC for the second time this year or playing Austin FC for the first time
And
ever in a cup
most
final.
importantly, we're gonna know if the championship is gonna come through Philadelphia or not.
Yep.
So with everybody listening to this, we are all rooting for Austin FC.
I'll root for Austin. Not even Austin
Yeah,
FC. Just root
well,
for
Austin,
me.
root for
Just root
Austin.
for me.
I would love to see that, man. And I want to try my best to get there if
Yeah, I
that
really the
actually
way that
does
Austin
happen.
FC's been playing, it's gonna yeah, and with the way Austin FC's been playing, like they've just been really tenacious, like almost like matching the Union style of play pretty closely. So I feel like that would be a very interesting matchup.
Oh,
LAFC is just more of a control team,
which
so it's
that kind of soccer would disrupt them a little bit in the middle.
yeah,
That
yep,
absolutely, and if they can take little moments here where they're just not paying attention or they're slacking a little bit, they can do some damage.
oh yeah, and that's what I feel like is kind of an advantage for LA is that they are able to really press that and control really well. But Austin is definitely a very tenacious team in terms of being able to pick up on the man that they have marked. Just really aggressive in terms of like transitioning through to an offensive scheme throughout a match. Tactically, they shape up really well, and I feel like it would be a very even matchup between the two. Mainly, mainly for me, it's the fact that I want it to be the first time these two teams meet. Like we didn't play them at all. This is their second year in the league,
Yeah.
so we would basically be slated to play them next season for the first time. But
Hmm.
I feel like screw that. Let's just get the formalities out of the way now. Have the first matchup mean literally everything, and then from here on out, it just becomes another Philly Texas rivalry.
I'm down for that. I would love to beat Texas all around. Let's do it.
Right?
We'll be Dallas, Houston, Austin, anybody. Let's go.
Yo, it don't matter.
Everybody.
Dallas, Houston, Austin, any other random obscure male name,
Look, San Antonio
Union
beat
winning
us.
this.
And San Antonio did beat us in basketball, so we can't talk shit on
Yeah,
San
man.
Antonio. But other than that, I think
Outside
we'll
of
get
basketball, outside of basketball, we've had the state of Texas on lockdown.
and I'm good with it. I mean, it's not like they don't. They have good pieces. Obviously, LAFC has the stars, quote unquote. But they have pretty solid pieces that can score at will. What's their forward's name? Gite. I think they got. He actually scored against Dallas. Um, I think it's
Uh,
Gite, and then of course they got the middle with Finley and Driussi. Uh,
yeah,
again,
also,
they
Driussi's going to be really tough for them to be able to try and lock down on. But I feel like
he's
a lot of
shifty,
their
man.
defensive end is pretty decent. Like Palacios,
Hmm.
Franco Escobar, those guys are very solid. Kellen Acosta in the midfield, and then being able to transition into guys like, you know, if they're out, if he's out there to start off, Gareth Bale, Carlos Vela, and if you have to go further into further into words your roster for subs and stuff, you have guys like Christian Arango and Latif Blessing. So I mean, they're definitely LAFC is definitely a very deep team.
Yeah.
So they have some opportunity to be able to really, shape themselves to however they need to be able to sort of match what Austin's putting up for them. They also have the home field advantage, so it's going to be a bit tougher for Austin. But they've
Oh yeah.
which is because it's going to be the first one that Austin's done on the road because they were number two.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's definitely going to have them at a bit of a disadvantage, but tactically, I feel like they're going to be up to the task. I would love to see it be Austin FC, Philadelphia Union, because I don't want a major like a quote unquote major market team to be in the final.
Yeah. I mean,
But
I get
it could just
it
be
could
being
go.
hopeful. I mean, also because of the fact that it would mean that it comes through Philly, and I feel like that
Well,
would
yeah,
be more
that's the
like
part that I want. It would be pretty cool to see Austin there just because they're not old and they're not an old team at all. It'd be cool to see them go through the West like that. But if we're being completely honest, if we do go through this weekend, we're most likely seeing LAFC, and that's going to be a game that we just cannot afford to mess up. We have got to be crisp. We have to be clear here, and we have to play basically just flawless soccer.
yeah,
And I mean that's what you expect from a final match, right? That's what you want. Um, I'm not saying that every game is flawless because you're gonna have your mess up, but that's we just gotta make sure that we don't have stupid mistakes because
yeah,
sometimes we do, and then sometimes we just come out and we just decide to just be dumb at times with like um, our passing sometimes suffers, our possession sometimes is down. Most of the time possession doesn't really matter if we're actually scoring, so
yeah,
I'm good with that. But if we're not and we don't have the ball, we can't create chances, so we have to make sure that we keep them at bay. Their
yeah,
speed is what's worrying me more than anything. And
definitely.
honestly, with New York, it's the same thing because that's how they're gonna if they have a prayer, it's just that because that's the Union do. They don't struggle, but they do have a harder time with faster teams.
Yeah, I've got Pat here checking in saying he wants LAFC to be the man. You have to beat the man. And
We
like
are the man, Pat.
yeah,
That's us.
I was gonna say just because we didn't lift the shield at the end of the season doesn't mean that we aren't the best. Like I feel like the only reason LAFC got there is because of three people. Well, mainly two, and that's
Well,
Chiellini and Vela, and they were both uh, designated players. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said,
they're-
they have the names.
yeah,
That's for damn sure. They have the names. They did their job in the off season and in the middle of the season to get their guys here. Um, but that's I mean I will never count the Union. You cannot count this team out with the coaching and the players we have. We
yeah,
just we just can't.
yeah. You definitely can. In here saying he wants Austin so we can have the home field
Oh, of
advantage.
course,
I
that'd be
100%
huge.
agree.
That'd be huge if we can do that.
Oh yeah,
Austin does have a pretty tall task against LA.
definitely.
I would love to see it happen. I'm not saying that it can't, but it's going to be very, very tough. If I'm a betting man, which I am, I'm putting my money on LAFC.
Yeah, it just makes more sense to because of the fact they have the home field. It's going to be tilted more in their favor for sure.
Right.
Got Pat checking in here again saying, "Do you guys feel that the Union are going to take this game lightly just because they had New York's number all year? It might be a trap game." I feel like at this point, if you're worried about a trap game, you've already lost. If you're
Yeah,
worried about a
I'm
game
not.
being a
You
trap game at
can't.
this point, because every game now is an opportunity to just have your season
Yeah,
end. So I feel like
listen.
you're not trying to take anyone too lightly at this point.
Yeah, listen, Pat. In the playoffs, just like the NFL, just like the NBA, just like everything, you can't have trap games. You have to play the best that you have. There
Yeah.
is no trap game here because a trap game is just a loss, and then you go home, and then you wait till next year. There's no trap
Hmm.
game here. This is you have got to play your best.
Yeah. This is
You're playing for
the
your life.
yeah. What is at stake is too large to be wondering if there's a possibility that you're overthinking an opponent. Like at this point in the season, you literally you're not even worrying about underestimating a team because you are spending all your time just studying how that one particular team plays. Like you're not worried about moving on to next week. You're worried about playing this game and winning.
Yeah,
And then after you do that, then you worry about the next
yeah.
opponent.
Trap
And
games
I feel
don't exist because we're literally playing the best of the East right now.
yeah,
So there is no trap game to be had here. Are we a better team than New York? I believe that we are. Can we beat them? I do
without a
believe that we'll
doubt.
beat them. And I really do think that the finals, the MLS finals, is going to be Philadelphia against LA.
I mean, I honestly I agree with you, but personally, I want it to be Philadelphia Austin because I just feel like because Ian actually just chimed in with
Oh,
this saying that Austin did beat the LAFC. I don't know why I tried to put an extra C in there because we were talking about NYCFC, I
LAFCC.
guess. Yeah,
LAFCC. Yes.
LACCFCC, CDL, PDW, UPS.
No, and Ian is right. They did, but once again, when you're a team of that caliber, and I'm gonna use caliber very lightly here. When you're a team of that caliber, the playoffs is just a different animal, and it is, and they've been playing like it.
Yeah,
And it's like I said, it's the same thing with every sport that you see. That you can beat. Um, what's an example? Do you remember years back when the Eagles were a middle of the pack team, and we ended up beating the Patriots in the middle of the season? Then I
yep.
think the Patriots won the won the Super Bowl that year.
Hmm.
Like that's what I mean. Like when you face a team like that in the play, not that they're the Patriots, but they are very good. When you face a team like that in the playoffs, it's just a different animal.
It really
And
is.
that's why when we went against Cincinnati, because Cincinnati had our number this year for the most part,
Yeah,
and that's why when we went against Cincy, everybody was like, "Oh, they beat us up." This is a different. It's a different atmosphere.
yeah.
One, it's a different atmosphere. Two, this is the playoffs. This is what you play for the whole year, right? Because that's what we do here. The supporter shield is nice, and I wanted it, but this is what gets you the cup. So
Yeah, extra hardware to hang on the wall is always fun, but there's only one piece of hardware that really matters, and just the second the regular season ends, all of that potential like the regular thought process is gone, and it's totally different, just more laser focused
yeah, and it's because
thought
you have
process that you're going through, regardless of what sport it is. Like you've seen tons of guys like I always hate to have to bring him up as a comparison, but LeBron, the second he hits playoffs, he doesn't even worry about anything outside of the game. He's just like, this is what's happening now. Like I don't care about anything else. I am focused on just trying to win this championship and being the best possible player that I can to help my team succeed and win. And so like this is the mindset that you're trying to instill into your team. And so far for the Union, it's worked out incredibly well.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I agree 100% because you
Yeah,
can see that animal come out when it matters, and that's what we need to do. Whether we face Austin, if we whether we face New York, Austin, or LA, like this is how we got to come out, and we got to come out like that just for two more games, and
yeah.
then we can dance.
at the least 180 minutes more.
Yeah.
That's all it's going to take.
Yeah.
And I started looking through the NYCFC roster because Pat had asked this. He meant who on that lineup scares you the most offensively
None.
and defensively.
Nobody.
The only person I'm really worried about is Sean Johnson.
Yeah.
He was technically the number 2 overall goaltender in the league. So he's going to be like your main guy that you have to beat, because if you can beat everybody else and you can't beat the keeper, you're not going to win.
When Pat asks these questions, and I get where he's coming from, I really do. But there is nobody. There's the answer to your question for me. There's nobody that scares me. Not one single player. It's how they come out that scares me. So I gotta see what their game plan is against the Union, which I'm assuming it's going to be long ball type of speed.
They're definitely going to try and secure those the inside run.
That's what's going to scare me. That's my worry.
Yeah, their main issue for a while now has been getting the ball into the middle from the outside, and they've actually been seeing a good bit of success with it, but a lot of their stuff recently has been off of runs through the middle, through the middle, which you don't really see that often.
Morales is doing a great job over there.
Yeah, and like you said, the long ball is usually what can set up those kinds of runs up the middle. So like we have two of the, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, two of the taller center backs in the league in Glesnes and Elliott. So
I think we have the tallest.
Yeah, so not only do you have to try and get the ball potentially over them,
which is tough,
but if that doesn't happen, you have to try and work around them. And not only are they tall, but since they're tall, they're also long.
And I got to tell
there's
you,
a lot more that you have to try and work with those two guys.
For how big they aren't that slow.
They're really not.
They have
that's the best part, is being able to get them to transition into the offense too, if needed, with their speed and their length is just it's unreal.
Yeah. Right now, I'm looking at Pereira. I'm looking at O'Toole, Morales. I'm looking at all those guys. Why? Because if we, like last year, if we start Bazio, which we're probably going to,
more than likely it's going to be Bazio.
I want to see how he handles that pressure, because I don't know, maybe it was because he was playing with the B team last year or not, but he made one huge mistake, and it was
the one that cost us
the playoffs.
But I feel like that's the thing, though, is you've seen a lot of improvement with Olivier Bizot this year.
Oh yeah, 100%. He
especially
took the position from Harriel.
Yeah, and not only that, he put a guy like DeAndre Yedlin to task when we played against Miami. So like he has the ability to do it. We've seen it throughout the season. We just need him to maintain that form.
And
definitely
the fact that he had him play with half of the squad that started, I think this had a lot to do with it. But the problem that I had is that it was a 1-on-1 ball, so it wasn't that he was helping. It wasn't that he lost his man. No, it was a 1-on-1 ball that he just completely whiffed and let him go.
It was really rough. But honestly, I mean, why not? Ian's getting his one call this season.
Listen, Ian,
if you're new to the show, I did a thing that each year now, as we go on doing the show, each season, we get one call of Glesnes is going to do it.
Yeah.
And I
haven't seen it.
I am 0 for 1. I am 0 for 1 because I called it in match week like 6, and it didn't happen. Yeah. He came very close, though. He came really close.
Yeah, he did. We haven't seen it this year.
Gus has not used his yet. You have not used yours for this season. Are you saving it for the Cup final?
You know what? I am.
Yes.
Yeah. Saving it for the Cup final.
But dude, Ian, I'm right there with you. If we can stun another New York team late with a shot from outside of the box by Jake Glesnes,
that would just be
life will never be the same.
Oh, that would be so good.
It would be
You know what?
so amazing.
At this point in Philadelphia, we're used to having moments like that. Apparently, all of a sudden,
Just let Glesnes hit a bomb and pull a Bryce Harper and just have him sit there on
ugh.
the back line as we're in the forward end just handling pressure. He just goes, "Oh my gosh, I just did that!"
And
Like,
you know what? When he says let him hit it, he's right because he's been a little pulled back at the beginning of the season. You can see that he was a lot more aggressive when it came to attack. And if he sees an opening, he'll run up, but he'll let go of the ball really quickly, which I'm good with it because that's what he's supposed to do. Um, but if we're attacking, man, and if it's I don't know, off a corner that he just like scoops up, rip it with
yeah,
everything you got.
because look, dude, they've been letting Martinez do it, and every time he does it, he either hits somebody with the ball or he bounces it like 3 feet in front of himself when he kicks it. Like, let Glesnes just step up
Martinez,
and just put a goddamn hammer to one. Like,
Martinez
please.
has has one job in the team, and he knows what it is. And it's not to rip it, it's not to shoot, it's not that. His job is actually let's do two. His job is to be a pest, one, and to fight somebody that one's fighting. That's it. That's what he does. That's what he brings to the team. And you know what? It's very important,
Oh
super
yeah,
important team in
extremely
a game like
important.
this. And I'm okay. I'm okay with that as long as you're doing both. Be a pest like you've been all year, and that's not an insult. That's not a dig at Martinez because I love that he does that and just and be there if somebody wants to say something. That's it.
But also add in a third one. Don't make yourself unavailable for the cup final.
Well, yeah. Well, no, he's fresh now. He's fresh. He has
Well, no,
nothing.
I'm saying if he gets 2 yellows in the match, he'll get redded
Oh,
out,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then he would be
I
suspended for
don't.
the next one.
You know what? I think that Curtin is smart enough that if he does get a yellow, he'll just pull him,
Oh yeah,
and then maybe put Flock in his position, and then just bring one of the young guys, either Aronson, if McGlynn starts Aronson in, just to kind of finish it out. But I mean, it all depends on how we're playing and what we're doing with the game. I think that we should start with what we've been having out there. We have Ua Carranza up top, Gazdag in the middle. You have you have Martinez in the back, and of course our back four with Bizo, Glesnes, Elliott,
Elliot
and
Wagner,
Wagner, and of course our man Blake on goal.
and of course just an absolute wall in net.
Yeah, and then you have to support. You have McGlynn and Flock. Now, I, at times, I'm not fully comfortable with Flock and Martinez in at the same time. Just
Yeah,
because
sometimes, yeah.
they're not that fast. So if you give them a fast middle like we're going against this time, it's gonna be if they're not ready, if they just 1 second, they're gone.
I don't know because like I see what you're getting at with the whole thing with like Flock doesn't really have that pace, but the Cincinnati match he was actually moving a bit quicker than he had been throughout the year.
You wanna know why?
Tell me.
He had space. Cincinnati, if you saw the whole game, they had the same game plan. Who's scoring? Gastag, Ua, Carranza, and even McGlynn at times. You see it every time they touch the ball. You had two defenders kind of triangle them in every
Yeah,
single time. Nobody paid attention to Flack. Guess where Flack was when he needed to be,
up there outside of the box, just
and what he
barely,
do,
just waiting for it.
and what he do,
Got it. He went and got it.
and because he had space, you never. Flack's not a scorer, but
Yeah,
they left him alone because they were worried about the other people. And I get it. Like the fact that he had that. First of all, the goal was just so clean. It went exactly where he needed to go. He shot it super weird. It was like a Sean Marion three, but
he,
it was
he
it
hit
was
it
it was
clean
beautiful.
though. He hit
Yeah,
it
but it was
so clean.
beautiful.
Yeah, we got a couple people checking in here. Pat again saying there it is. The New York Philly rivalry X factor. I think it's going to be play a big part in this game. Throw out the stats and record books. It's a dogfight between the two cities.
It's always a dogfight, and it's always
Always.
going to be a dogfight.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love going against New York in situations like this because I mean, for the most part, we come out on top. But and I'm fine with that. I love going against New York in times like this.
Yeah, especially playoff time, it's even better. And then just a quick little question from my man Evan Laro here.
Mhm.
Just wondering how does he soccer?
That's easy enough. Tune in Thursdays at 9 o'clock, and we'll teach you everything you need to know.
just be here every week, and you'll learn how to make a soccer, my dude. Follow it up with
There you go.
just get
it.
it.
Yeah, but you got to change that. You got to change that because if you're rooting for Philadelphia instead of LA, you're going doop 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 doop.
I'm trying not to do it as often because I know the timing is weird on here because we figured that out on
Yeah,
Sunday.
you definitely did.
Yeah, let's just spend some time just talking about who we think is going to be in the final. I feel like we already know who's going to represent
Yeah,
the East.
I'm thinking Philadelphia, LA is going to be the MLS final, and it's gonna be a tough game.
That take just piggybacking off of what Pat said, that is going to be the real dogfight.
Oh yeah, this is
Philly, LA for the Cup final is going to be an even bigger dogfight than
in this one
this
we're
conference final is
gonna
going to be.
we're gonna have to dig, and we're gonna have to dig deep.
So deep, dude.
Yeah, we'll have to dig deep,
It's
but it's not like we can't do it. We can
yeah,
definitely
yeah. It's not like we didn't already stand toe to toe with them and walk away with points.
right. Yeah, we can definitely do it. I mean, a tie is not going to be enough, but obviously it's gonna go all the way. So this is where, if it does go the distance, our young guys are going to come up huge because we're going to need legs, and
Yup.
and again, as long as we just try to keep pace, it's going to be so hard, but try to keep some kind of pace with them.
Yeah.
We can pull this out. We can definitely pull this out.
Yeah, and a lot of LAFC's bench pieces aren't all that young. If you think about it, they're at least
They're
at least
really
not at least not as young as the Aronsons and Sullivans that we have on our
bro.
bench.
Even the people they pulled in are not young. Chiellini's like 38 years old.
Yeah, Chiellini and Vela are both up there in age. So is Carlos Vela. So
Vela,
like,
Vela's mid, like almost mid 30s. I mean, I think Vela's my age actually. Now think about it.
yeah, I think Gareth Bale's like right around our age. But
Yeah.
even then, with most sports, like being our age in a professional sport, you're starting to the question starts to come of, are you hitting the wrong side of 30?
Don't say that, Austin. Don't say
Dude,
that. Don't say that on
spoilers.
air.
Spoilers. The second I hit 30, I hit the wrong side of 30.
Oh, are you kidding me? I turned 30 and my body was like, "Shh, you're done. Sit down. That's it."
Dude, I just from working after drinking like I did on Sunday during the Phillies game, my leg muscles still hurt. And I don't know.
No, I
Sit-
get it.
Dude, I was
get
doing
it.
the whole thing at work where like you're like lightly hunched over, just like slamming your hands, and like, come on, just pull through for another 2 hours.
So you can say, unlike us, their stamina is going to have to be
Oh,
awesome.
There are days where I wonder how I make it through a 6-hour shift.
I just thought after this weekend with the Phillies and the Eagles and the Union, my liver is going to take a punch.
Bro, not only is it the Phillies, the Eagles, and the Union, I have a Halloween party this weekend.
Ooh,
So like,
nice.
dude, I just pray for me. Okay.
You'll be at my prayer.
I should have put it up on TikTok though. When the Phillies won, I wound up shotgunning a 16-ounce can of PBR.
Nice.
Pardon my language, fucking mistake. I was sitting here like leaning over. I had the Flyers game on the TV. My wife and I are watching, and she's like, "Are you okay?" Like, I don't know.
So, a buddy of mine grabbed a bottle of champagne and just started going bananas.
Yeah, I saw on Insta. Yeah,
that was crazy.
Dude, that was insane. Bro, I still there's just so much about just Philly sports in general. Like, I'm just gonna make the banner now.
There's something in the air. Like there's something in the air in Philadelphia right now, and I don't want to say anything, but the Union were the ones that kind of started the whole thing. I didn't want to
The
say
hype
anything,
train started here first, folks. You heard it from Gus.
but there's like the air in Philadelphia just feels different in terms of sports. Like the Phillies aren't supposed to be here, right? They tell us that
There
all
it
the time,
is.
but we are.
There's the new banner.
Yeah, Philly is hot. You're
The
absolutely
block
right.
is hot, dog.
It really is. And you know what? I think we take this, and this is a game against New York that the Sons of Ben are going to have to come up huge. That's the whole stadium is going to have to come up huge because we don't lose at home,
The
and we
12th
don't.
man is going to be
Yeah,
very
we
big
don't.
for
We're
this
not
match.
starting. We're not starting this weekend.
No, it hasn't happened all year. Why now?
Yeah.
Why
We don't
would
lose.
you even consider it being now to start doing that? Yeah, like because of the fact that like it's literally just these two matches, and then that's going to be it since we have like another 20 minutes. Let's just general Philly sports talk because of what's going on right now, my dude.
Well, before we start that, I do
Go
wanna ask: have you seen the call-up sheet for the U.S. national team?
I have not. Let me see. For the World Cup?
Yep.
As of 2 days ago, they were hosting workouts for 9 MLS players.
So there's a ton of MLS players. Zimmerman started and
Well, yeah,
there's
of
a,
course.
there's a
Yeah,
bunch
of course, they're going to have like Walker Zimmerman and those guys in, but apparently there's some guys that are like battling for spots, and they're doing extra workouts for those guys. I have a
Yeah.
feeling.
So again,
Imagine being a Chicago-based news outlet and your website barely works. Spoilers: it's NBC5 Chicago. Let's see. The nine players from the MLS are Jesus Ferreira, Paul Arriola, Jordan Morris, Christian Roldan, DeAndre Yedlin, Walker Zimmerman, Shaq Moore, Gabriel Slonina, and Aaron Long.
mm-hmm. So
the USMNT said players would be added as their seasons conclude, indicating the players on NYCFC, LAFC, Philadelphia Union, and Austin FC could join the group in the coming days with the conference final slated for Saturday and the Cup final for November 5th.
So right
Sunday,
now,
I'm sorry. Why did I read Sunday as Saturday? What the hell? What is going on with me?
So right now, as it stands,
Berhalter better not steal none of our boys, dude. Berhalter better not do it.
Don't even start. Right now, our projected lineup is sitting at Matt Turner at the goal, right? Which I'm not really excited for.
Well, it's either him or what? Zach Steffen.
I'd rather have Steffen, to be honest with you.
Yeah, true.
But so we have Turner, Dest, Zimmerman, Richards, left back, Robinson, which I'm okay with. I like Robinson in left back.
Like Robinson there.
Tyler Adams in the middle, in defensive midfield. Then we have Musa, which I'm 100% okay. He should be there. McKinney, 100%. Again, 100%. Right wing, Tim Weah. Striker, Ferreira. And then we have Christian Pulisic at left wing. The only one that I think that could be plugged in there, and I gotta see who I would take out. Maybe bring Musa in from the bench. I like Gio. I like Gio Reyna. I know he's young, but that dude can play.
Athletically,
he has the tallest ceiling out of anybody in our lineup, including Christian Pulisic.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. Gio just
way higher.
Just from what we've seen over the last couple of tournaments from Gio Reyna, I feel like personally that's enough for me to be heavily considering him for a spot in the initial 11 going into this World Cup.
That's the only one that I would change. I mean, other than that, I'm okay with. I'm a little worried about our back four, just because we're going against the top world talent here.
And who's in our group again? It's England, Wales, and Iran.
England,
yeah,
Wales,
you're gonna Iran.
Iran.
Just with England and Wales alone, like if that's where your real battles are going to be won, is between your back line and their attack.
Here's the thing, England, you have to worry about stupid ass Harry Kane, which I loathe. So you have to worry about his ass.
Stupid ass Harry
Stupid
Kane.
ass Harry Kane. Yeah, that's his name. That's his full name. You didn't see Google it, but stupid ass Harry Kane.
Wait until he gets knighted and becomes Sir Stupid Ass to you.
So we have Sir Stupid Ass Harry Kane, and then we have the kid Saka, which is
Yeah,
playing
Saka,
his
um,
at the moment.
Jack Grealish.
And they have a good attack. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have to contain them a little back there, which is gonna be tough.
Oh
My
yeah.
saving grace against England is their back line. James is out injured, which I mean they still have a good backup there, but Maguire's still starting. Okay,
Yeah.
you take full advantage of Maguire.
Yeah. You attack
He
that man.
sucks, and I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if Manchester United fans are here, Austin. But
Take it easy. But look, I'm not gonna lie. If you put too much pressure on that man, he folds like paper, my dude.
Dude, this guy is the worst. I don't even know why he started.
He folds better than most origami I've seen in my life, and that's not much. I haven't seen much origami aside from in video games.
It's
So
bad. It's bad.
I lie. I had a class in arts in my art class one time that we did origami, and I did like one thing, and it took me like an hour. I was like, that's a lot to just fold paper. No thanks.
I believe you. I believe you.
I mean, with hands this size, dude. They're like, you have to fold delicately. I'm like,
how do I?
Oh shit!
I usually just when it came to origami, I always did my favorite, which is just the ball and then shoot it.
Yeah, the old baseball, dude. My favorite origami is throwable origami.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know how to make. So, but yeah, I think
still has more structure than Maguire does.
Yeah, it's true. I think we have a good chance. You know, if we're being honest, England is probably going to come one. It's the number 2 spot is ours to lose. That's just how it is.
Yep.
And you know, our team is relatively young because you know the fact that Pulisic is running the show and he's only 23 years old tells you everything you need to know about the USA right now. But this is gonna set the tone for 4 years from now when the World Cup is here and everybody is quote unquote on their prime, right?
Yeah, and I mean it would we would have to deal with with Wales we have to deal with Harry Kane. I mean not Harry Kane. Son of a bitch. Gareth Bale. I literally looked at this man's face and I was like, this son of a bitch. And then immediately gave him the wrong name. Yeah, him, Tyler Roberts, Daniel James from Fulham. Like,
they're okay.
Wales actually has Wales has a pretty solid squad, but England's definitely going to be your number one without a doubt.
100%. 100%. They're going to be tough. Stage. But you know what? If we can turn this into 1776 again, I am A-okay with that.
Hey, I am 100% on board for it. There's just so much sports happening right now, and my brain is just melting because I'm trying to retain so much information about everything that's happening. Because like we were saying, the Phillies are in the World Series. We got game 1 on Friday. And then the Eagles play the Steelers. The Union play the Eastern Conference Final. Game 3 of the World Series is Monday. Like, dude, it's just so much. Not to mention the Flyers and Sixers games that are going to happen throughout the weekend as well. Like, it's just insane.
The Phillies kind of surprised the shit out of us. I was not expecting to watch playoff baseball this deep.
There it is.
Beautiful, beautiful surprise. Flyers win.
Let's go.
What about the Flyers, dude? My goodness,
dude. For a team whose expectations I had literally at a floor and their ceiling was also the floor.
I'm watching this today. Zero. I'm watching this today. I'm like, where was this team last year? Is it Tortorella? Is that what it is?
I feel like it's just the guys just knowing that they actually have an opportunity with a coach that is worried about structure.
But it also, which
is strange because Tortorella was never really that guy.
He wasn't, and that's why when we signed him up,
he was a bare bones like just beat the shit out of the other team, and maybe you'll also beat him on the scoreboard. But now
that's what I said. He needs more talent.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I was like, this man coaches an archaic style of hockey. Like, I can go back through the Devereaux Sports page and probably find the
Hell
actual
yeah.
like quote in a
Yeah.
post that we made of me saying, I don't think this is a great idea.
I remember
Well,
because I piggybacked on what you said, and I was like, he's absolutely right.
them and what I said about the Phillies in mid-September, I cannot eat any more words. I can't.
What did you say?
I thought with how they were starting to slide mid-September, I thought they weren't going to even make the playoffs.
Well, I always thought they had a chance to make the playoffs, except
I knew the chance was there,
we
but it
went
was just
3 for 13 to end the year. So I
exactly.
was
You were,
like, okay, we'll lose against St. Louis, and then there's that.
Yeah, I literally was like, there's. I remember saying to my wife, I was like, there's a strong possibility that in the last 2 days, we could fall out and just be out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And thank God it didn't happen.
The only reason we're here, and I hope everybody understands this, the only reason the Phillies are where they are, it's exactly because the Brewers have no balls. That's it.
The Brewers just fell off a cliff, dude.
Philly just kind of came to Milwaukee and was like, here you go. Just take it. And Milwaukee just said, nah, I'm good.
I'm good, fam.
I mean, do you know how many chances they had? We lost 13 games to end the season. 13. We went 3-13 to end the season. All they needed to do was win a couple.
Yeah, all they needed to do was win 5. They won 4.
and guess where the fuck we are now.
Yeah, dude. It's amazing because like literally coming off of last year, like with Christian Yelich playing the way he was playing last year, like him, Lorenzo Cain, like they had the pieces, like the pitching was really good, like Brandon Woodruff and those guys were dealing, like, and then just all of a sudden just went from being like up near the top to just the quickest plummet I've ever seen.
Oh, dude, it was a Carson Wentz plummet.
Dude, Carson Wentz hits the ground fast, but this was way faster. Like literally, the second that Lorenzo Cain was like, "Just release me, please." Like I don't know about baseball anymore. I was like, that's the start. That's the start of it for Milwaukee. They lost one of their key offensive pieces, and so now Yelly has to try and carry this team. They're not going to get that far.
Yeah, but you know what? The past is the past. Here we are. We got in, and when you're in the dance,
yeah, and
to even take the prom queen.
And to think of these two things, think about this: the amount of minus defense that we have out there on the field. Schwarber, Castellanos, Hoskins at first, the way Bohm was at third for a while, the sheer amount of just negative like defensive runs saved that those 4 men amassed throughout the season to still have that opportunity to be able to win baseball games.
And it's honestly because we like, and you could see it in the series coming up, because the chances that we did have to make defensive plays, I'm comfortable saying that 35% of them were some kind of error, right?
Yeah.
And the big ones too, because Reese, for some reason, he messes up one game and then hits a 2-run home run the next game, and then does it again, and then hits 2-run home runs the day. So I don't know. I mean, the problem is that with Houston, we can't have those mess ups.
Yeah, and then the second thing, like sort of carrying over off of the whole minus defense thing, we are the only team that was in the playoffs this year who's had a bullpen ERA outside of the top 10. We were 14th in the league in bullpen ERA.
And you know what?
It's the thing like for years that had been losing us a ton of ball games.
Yeah. And now just something switched. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I'm cool with Ranger Suarez running the 9th inning, dog.
Awesome. Do it. Do it again.
With it.
I have a buddy of mine was kind of pissed because he thought that Nola should have taken those 2 outs because Ranger had just pitched the day before.
No way, dude. Because then that means that you have to give Nola rest and like.
Yeah, but with 2 outs, you don't really have to rest him that much. We're talking 2 outs here.
Still,
I told him I have no problem.
It gives you a minimum of 6 pitches that you have to throw. Honestly, absolute minimum, 2.
Yeah,
But
and we would have pulled him if he was more.
even those 2 throws, he could do his second throw, and his arm blows.
Well, yeah, but
It's
you could have
the
done.
risk that you take. That's why I'm glad we didn't
Yeah,
put
but you could
Nola
have done.
in.
You have more of a risk with Ranger because he had pitched, and then you lose
True.
your number 3, right? So I get his point, but at the same time, it's like I know that Ranger Suarez, when he's on, he's a dog,
Oh yeah.
and I had
Oh,
no
yeah.
issue with him going out there and getting 2. No, none whatsoever.
Yeah, there was an MRI done on Ranger Suarez, and it was some pretty crazy news. They
Yeah.
found that dog in him. Just in the rest of the empty space in his chest was a straight dog.
That I tell you what, that banner is right now. Philly's hot. We're not going to talk about the Sixers, but Philly's hot at the moment. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it. Our defense just got better with the Eagles. Robert Quinn just signed with the Eagles.
We fleeced the Bears on that
Oh.
trade, dog. That man had 17 sacks last year.
That's right, because we're about to fleece the Saints again and get in Kamara in a little bit. So,
yeah, it's like, how funny would it be if we give the Saints back their pick to get Alvin Kamara?
No way. I will never do. No.
I would never do that. But like, if that option is put on the table, though, like how funny
if that
would that be?
Listen, if Howie calls the Saints and they say, "Well, we want our pick back," just hang up the phone.
Just hang
Stop
up.
it. I'm not giving you a first round pick for Alvin Kamara.
Way.
At most, I'll give you a third. At most.
Yeah, I would say conditional third.
At most. I'm none of that. But I tell you what, if we can get Kamara or Hunt to join our backfield right now.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, they're going for it. They are going for it.
with Sanders and Gainwell back there, dude, adding one of them in.
But that's what I'm saying. We need one more because I mean Sermon is a pretty big back, but if you let Sanders, he's no stranger to injuries, right? So if we lose Sanders, do you feel comfortable going with the backfield of Gainwell and Boston Scott, and then Sermon to come in and get you a few downs?
Definitely,
I don't.
Not, unfortunately,
no, I don't. Absolutely not. If we get one more guy.
Yeah, like as versatile as we've seen Boston Scott be in both the run game and the pass game, you can't. Neither of those guys can premier back for you.
No, you're asking for too much. They're not at every down back. They're
definitely not. They're very very good situational backs.
And you know what's funny?
Which is why I feel like getting like the 2 names that you just mentioned, Kareem Hunt and Alvin Kamara, are both good on both facets. They're not only they're good in 3 ways. Not only are they an every down back, they're great for the run scheme, and they're also very good receivers out of the backfield.
Mm-hmm. And it
opens up options.
And this is assuming that that Sanders doesn't get hurt. You know what's crazy? Right now, he's having the worst year of his career yards wise. Guess how many yards he's averaging?
I think it's over 6, right? Over 6 per carry.
He's having the worst year of his career right now in yards per carry, 4.3, which is not bad.
Dude, that's better than the league average.
It's not bad at all. That's crazy.
And that's a career low.
He usually averages around 5.
Yeah, and it's not even. It's a very marginal difference too.
Yeah,
because he averages. Because it's like 5.2, 5.3 for his career, and he's at what, like 4.5, 4.6.
And what's funny is that he's scoring more this year.
Yeah, because
the yards are down, but he's scoring more.
Yeah, we're understanding that in those short yardage goal to go situations, just give it to the back and let literally the best interior offensive line in the game work.
Well, that and then AJ Brown is catching everything, so that helps too.
Yeah, having the receiving core that we have being anchored by AJ Brown and Devontae Smith definitely helps.
But my man, listen, it was. Oh, look at that! We have Patricio in the line here.
¿Qué pasa?
So, you just got me saying.
Turn your volume down on that video you got going.
Seriously, what are you doing, man?
Good.
It's coming from like a speaker somewhere. It's not coming from your headphones.
Hold on. That's my TV in the back. Hold on.
Who gave this guy electronics?
Yes.
That's good.
Welcome to the show, Pat.
To take it back, Pat. To take it back to what we're here for. This weekend,
we're here for the Union, dog. Dude, it's going to be action.
Give us your conference final predictions. Who do you think will make it into the MLS Cup final, and who do you think will win the MLS Cup?
Well, now that we're down to the final four, I'm going to go with the Union. The Union are going to win this game. It's going to be tough, just like I've been quoting throughout the show here. It's going to be 1 point differential. I think. I think it's going to be down to it. It's going to be a 2-1 game. I think the Union take it. I mean, you got. I think this guy who sticks up, stands out to you. It's going to be guys like Carranza. It's going to be like one of your sleeper picks. It might be like that dude Burke, who coming. He's going to be in score. He's going to score from inside the box. But I want. I don't care who goes on the west side. I just want LAFC. Like I said, to be the man. Whoo! You got to beat the man, and
We are,
I
man.
want the
That's
man.
us.
I'm about to take my shirt off and chop
No,
myself. That's how.
okay. First of all, nobody
Okay.
wants to see your nipples.
Look, dude, we can save that for
Okay.
Patreon content if we start a Patreon.
Well, listen. Before we go any further, I definitely want to get these sponsors in.
Do the thing.
So take it away, Austin.
All right. Well, let me get rid of that banner so that way people can actually see the information. If life happens, things happen. If you have any sort of workers' compensation, motor vehicle accidents, personal injury, or criminal law, any questions or anything like that you may need, get in touch with our guy, David Archeri, Esquire, at 610-565-0300. Or if you want to look him up online, visit cherryinjurylaw.com.
He comes in handy when you're at work watching the game and then you punch a hole through the wall.
Yes.
He'll help you out.
Yeah.
Very much so.
And guys, look, Philly Sports Trips is just look. I'm hearing it was a bopping good time down in D.C. I'm hearing it's a blast. Our good friends John Barcher and Vinny Quinn, they always live it up. They always go to Philly Sports Trips. But guys, the next big one for us, for you guys over here local, is the New York Giants. $325 will get you bus seat, lower level ticket, a party out the wazoo. I'm hearing the food is out this world. I'm hearing buffet, great style. I'm hearing like filet mignon. I'm hearing all sorts of stuff. Drink till the cows come home. You can hang out with guys like E-Rock. You can hang out with John Kincaid from 975 and the Morning Crew. I'm hearing so much cool things that go down on these trips. This might be my Christmas gift. So guys, head up, and if you guys hopefully, if you guys, for you Sixer fans out there, they just started a new one. They are going to go to Brooklyn February 11th, so that's a birthday trip for me. So yes, I might have to book that one. But anyways,
and also if you can't make it to those games, make sure you check out the Birds tailgates that they usually have going on down at the Gatehouse at the Navy Yard too. A lot of good stuff that happens there. Tailgates for every single home game. And I just want a really quick shout out to my man John Barchard, man. He put up a video of him with his baby reacting to Harper's go-ahead home run in that game on Sunday, dude.
Yeah,
that wound up putting the hugest smile on my face going into work, my dude. It was such a beautiful video.
Yeah, it is. And for you guys, look, Eagles pre, post, all that, us, the Payline guys, we, Edge of Philly Sports, all of us, we're going to be attacking this nonstop. We, pregame, post, half. My man Freddie Burns books the show. He books us all. So you could be catching us attacking third guys on there. You never know. But anyways, we got all that going on. And matter of fact, in a few minutes here, clear the ice with my man Matty B, the Mayfair Monster, a guy from my old neighborhood. He's got his show coming up approximately about 10 minutes. Actually 5 minutes. He's going to want me to get in there and talk with him a little bit. And here goes, guys. Here goes the EOP roster. Look at this thing. Look how gigantic. We run 7 days a week. This thing is organic like never mind. This thing is organic. So, guys, look at this huge roster. And look, guys, right after this, Deborah Sports, 10:45. For you video games, it is Austin Hamill, Mike Evan Laro, and my man Art. They're going to be breaking down some Silent Hill. So you guys who play Silent Hill through your life, so Dobbs, if you're checking this out, hit us up on Twitter.
Yeah, Halloween's in 4 days, so I thought we'd get spooky.
That's a good one.
I like getting spooky.
But the announcement just came out for it.
All you got to do is show up to be spooky, Pat.
No, I can drop my pants and show you the tiny. You only get spooky for like a half hour.
With that, as I throw my pen, that's a show.
That's a show, and I'm tripled up. See ya.
Y'all have